We're up on the Warren Highlands Trail off of Ridge Road in Harmony Township, New Jersey. Figure I'll show you a little bit of this stuff. We always informally call this Hallelujah Hill. And that's because people seem to come by and put religious stuff on there. There's Jesus. No, we left it there. Oh, Hallelujah Hill. I cleared this section of trail myself. It switchbacks down the hill here. Back in 2017, I think I finished this. Doing all the switchback work and everything, which was a lot of work. Before I ever had any time through work to do any of this stuff, I would come out, I'd get out of work at 3:30, I'd come up here and I'd work until dark, whatever time of year it was, however much time I had, I'd put it in. And it's really, it's amazing for me personally to see that there's now parking areas in place and everything, all just because I decided to take it upon myself to get this trail in place. The Warren Highlands Trail was a plan that has its roots going back with the Highlands Trail, the regular Highlands Trail, which was originally intended to connect the Delaware River with the Hudson River, a project of New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. The trail comes out the Ridge Road, jogs briefly here. There was a house over in here. That's why you get some atypical spruces planted in there. If you're ever looking for where there used to be a building, look for spruces that don't typically grow in these areas. Merrill Creek owned the property and sold it to the state of New Jersey. Now it's part of the Greenway. And then the trail turns onto the Merrill Creek access over here. Follows their paved access road, which is on state land. So the regular Highlands Trail made it as far as Alamuchee Mountain, and then they had the choice of either going through Hunterdon County or Warren County. And at that time, the Hunterdon County route had a better greenway, so they went with that. And Warren County was talked about having its own trail. First they were calling it Warren Trail. I thought that didn't jive very well because we also have the Warren Railroad, and some of this would follow that, some would follow a little bit of Lehigh and Hudson. So Warren Highlands was more appropriate because it was going to be considered part of the regular Highlands Trail anyway. We turn around and look back. Got a really nice view of Wind Gap there. That's on the Merrill Creek pipeline. So anyway, when I started on the Border Rec with Warren County, I started trying to develop the trail, opened the first section in 2013. So it's been a great experience. When I walk trails like this, there was already kind of like a loose plan that Bob Shandor had written. It was on the board before me, where the trail should go, but I wanted it to be something that was a real experience. All the hikes that I've been leading, I always like the really diverse routes the most. Like back there, we were back in woods, then you come out into this open area and you're in cultivated fields. Look over this way, you can see that's the top of Ragged Ridge, that point there, which this trail also goes up. It's by no means a straight route. I wanted it to be the best it could be and the most interesting it could be, because it's not about just trying to get from point to point. It's about seeing everything that's worth seeing on the way. So when I kind of began to helm this project, I really kind of injected myself into it. This is Merrill Creek's access to their buried utility over here. People should stay away from that. That's That's off limits to the public over there. But what you can do, here's where the trail continues this way. We have the trail marker posts there. We had a project with Youth Corps out of Phillipsburg to work on that. Here we got a mowed little side trail. I encourage everybody to have a look at this because of the view, which was great. We got a whole bunch of trail markers in place. So when the main Highlands Trail went across to Hunterdon County, I laid out this kind of a route across Warren County, and just showcases all these places that I love. So this little side path is mowed toward the top, but it's great to come up here just because of the panoramic view that you get up here that you don't quite get down below. Now you're actually looking off at kind of where the trail's going. Over in this direction, I love places like this because you can just kind of look off and here's where you've been and where you're going. So again, you have Ragged Ridge over there. The trail goes down from that, if you're heading west, into the Hoffmanetta Farmstead area. Comes back up. Then it goes down through these fields over here, over a little tributary over there. And through the trees, you could see one of the levees there on Merrill Creek Reservoir. It goes up to the reservoir, along the ridge of Scotts Mountain. Then the Shandor Summit, which I did another video on, is over there. It goes down into Farmers Fairgrounds. And that smoke out there. I wonder if that's Limerick out in Pennsylvania. I think it might be. And then over here, this is the end of Marble Hill, right here. And one of the reasons I came up here today, because we have a really clear view right now. And you're going to want to see it. You can see so far from up here. So, over here, there's the Delaware Water Gap out there. We'll zoom it in a little bit. And then over through here, slight dip. Next one is Tots Gap, Fox Gap, where PA Route 191 is. Once again, Wind Gap here. And over here, looking way out, you've got Little Gap and you've got Lehigh Gap out there on the Blue Mountain. The Delaware River is in between us here, but because of the angle we're looking across at it from, you can't really see it. Some of the quarries over there by Martins Creek you could see down here below. But on a day like today, when you're seeing out that far, you can see the ridge way out there. And there you have the offsets, which is like doubling gaps and stuff. Those are out near Hawk Mountain. That's what that protrusion is that you have out that way. And one of those, it could be the Schuylkill Gap that you're seeing way out there. So you're looking way, way out into Pennsylvania from up here. It's absolutely fantastic. Especially today. So it's a really special spot. Our logo for Warren Highlands Trail is a hiker with the Delaware Water Gap in the background, just because so often you have available these views of the Delaware Water Gap, like the one over here. This used to be mowed all the way around the top. It was easier to get through on, but yeah, you get the point. You don't have to bushwhack to get a good view there, but it's a good time of year for it. So that was it. My passion for all of this has been something that started with my grandfather hiking from when I was 3 years old. I had already been on some of these properties surveying with him before they were ever public land, and that culminated further when I started organizing my hikes. Everybody backpacks the Appalachian Trail, and I wanted to do something different. So everybody was doing it, and it means like everybody has their own version of sort of the same story. And it's nice to talk to people about the experiences that you had in the same places, but I wanted to have a group that I could experience stranger things and in much different places. That everybody goes to the Appalachian Trail and then they love the Cumberland Valley section, they love the Vernon Valley and on the New York New Jersey line, Wallkill Valley, because it's so different coming out of these cultivated fields. Why can't we just have more of that? And when I was out backpacking with Ev's mom years ago, some of these crazy trails were the trips I would plan, because trails like the Conestoga Trail in Lancaster County, which I've been bringing little Ev out on along with the rest of the group, they were that kind of special thing where you're in deep woods and you're going over rocks and everything, and then you'd be out into cultivated fields, and then you go through a town, and that to me was such a great experience. And so when I began working on this trail, I said, I want to make a trail that's the kind of trail I want to hike. And I hope that everybody else appreciates in a similar way for the diversity of it. And this is just a beautiful spot here, You can see where the trail's going right through there along that lane. And it cuts over and goes by the old Miller farm, which I've shown on other videos too. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that I love. And that's why I do it. And I hope that other people will appreciate it, even if they prefer hiking alone and don't want to come out on these long, crazy trips with me. Just to have that kind of appreciation for everything that's abnormal about it. Anyway, that's another little piece of the Warren Highlands Trail. Thank you for watching. We've got about 17 miles of it in place and marked right now, and hopefully one of these days I'll be afforded the time to get out there and develop more of it. Thanks for watching.